coaches. Welcome to spring season of sports here at Kids Inc. This is the coaches meeting for Coach Pitch rules, kindergarten through second grade. You must be in kindergarten through second grade for the 2022-2023 school year. No pre-K kids can play. It's just unfortunate we just don't have, we have pre-K T-ball, so if they want to do that. Kids Incorporated, we're going to let you have 2 bats. We're going to give you 2 11-inch softballs, 1 catcher's mask, 1 chest protector, and 1 set of bases. Please return all the equipment immediately after the season so we can continue this process of giving out equipment for people to use. And any catcher, when you're playing, they must have the mask and the chest protector on. You must wear your Kids Inc. assigned shirt, no other jerseys or anything like that. It must be the assigned shirt for this season. Tennis shoes or rubber cleats are required. Steel cleats are not permitted. Jewelry is not permitted. What we're doing this year in sports with the jewelry, nothing dangling, no earrings dangling, necklaces, bracelets. If a little one has stud earrings, like you just got them in and you don't want to take them out, we're okay with you putting some athletic tape over them or a Band-Aid over them. Let's just have them covered up. That way they don't get it pulled on or something hurt there. As in other sports, no hard or plaster casts are permitted. If your kiddo has a cast on, they cannot play. We just don't want any more injuries, hitting someone with it accidentally or hurting themselves worse. So let's go into the game rules. Games will consist of 5 innings or a 75-minute time limit, whatever occurs first. No inning is to begin after time has expired. 75-minute time limit ends, it's the middle of the inning. You won't continue another inning after that. Starting time will be established on both score sheets. Both coaches need a volunteer to have the score and start the time at the same time. If time expires and the game is tied, it will remain a tie. You can have 10 position players on defense. No game will start with less than 8 players, so make sure you have 8 there. You can only play 6 infielders. And all the outfielders must be 5 feet behind the baselines. You can't move up all 10 players right by the bases. They need to be at least 5 feet behind the bases. And each player must play at least 2 defensive innings. And if something comes up and circumstance, let's say a storm rolls in or something happens at the field, the umpire may terminate play. In this case, 3 complete innings. And you will have a volunteer umpire. Coaches, make sure you have somebody that can volunteer umpire for us. All of our games are going to be played at the turf fields at the Emerald Independent School District middle school fields. One big rule on that: please don't leave trash, Gatorade spilling everywhere. Leave your bottles. Let's clean up. They're kind enough to let us use them. And the most important thing: no lawn chairs on the turf. There is grass area behind the playing area because we're going to be playing in all 4 corners of the field. So there is grass area. Do not put lawn chairs on the turf. It will spike the turf and we will have holes, and it's pretty costly to repair that stuff. So please help us out there. No lawn chairs on the turf. The field dimensions is 45 feet base pass, 30 feet from home plate to pitcher's rubber. This is going to be in your coaching packet. It's going to give you how you should line your bases up at the games, how far. So just stick to that. We gave you some bases and a home plate. Just make sure you're following these dimensions. If you have scorekeeper, when you have your scorekeepers, each team's going to have a book. Please ask them if they'll sit together. That way they're on the same page and they know the innings, the outs, and score, and they're communicating with each other so there's no confusion or disagreement on the score. The umpire should always turn around, ask the scorekeeper what inning, confirm, and make sure the scorekeepers are on the same page and the batting order. If there is a dispute, the umpire is going to make final decision. If weather becomes during this time of year you have those storms that roll in late in the afternoon, just use your common sense. If it looks like it could be coming on us and there's lightning or anything, we don't want those kids out there with aluminum bats in their hands. So just use your common sense. We can always wait to play another day, so just let us know on that. Make sure you bring all your equipment to the game so you have your bats and bases. Kids may use their own bat if they want, but we do have bats provided for you. The home team is first listed on the schedule. The first team listed on the schedule will be home team. All your games will be played on Tuesdays and Fridays. And the T-ball will play on Mondays and Thursdays. So if you have two kids, that's just to let you know. So if you have to reschedule a game on your own, coaches can work together to reschedule a game. It cannot be on Mondays and Thursdays. You have to find a different day. So like Saturday, Sunday even, that'll be your discretion. You will reschedule those games if you have a game called good weather, an emergency, something happened. You guys can do that. Or last year we had an incident, it was 107 degrees on that turf, so we did postpone games. That's going to be up to the two coaches, get on the same page and reschedule a game. But please let us know that you canceled a game and that you're making it up. Make sure on the gameplay, make sure your batters are dropping the bat, they're not swinging the bat. We want to make sure no kids, catcher or umpire gets hit with the bat. Make sure you do. A coach or parent will pitch to their own team. A defensive player must be assigned to the pitching position. So also in your coaching packet, you'll have where your position players have to play. Just look that up and make sure you have position players in all those spots. Once an adult pitches, they need to get out of the way of the action. That way they can make a play. If it's accidental contact, if the ball hits the adult, the ball's still in play, so keep playing. You cannot, a base coach, make sure when you're coaching bases, you don't touch the kids, you don't grab them. That's obviously interference and they'll be called out. And plus, just don't put your hands on kids. Let's just to make sure we're not doing that. You can have a first base and a third base coach. And if the defensive team, you can have one coach out in the field. Let's not have 4 or 5 parents out there. It just clutters it up and it's hard for the kids to move around. Let's make sure you have one defensive coach out there that can stand out there with the team. Infield fly does not apply to this coach pitch. The kids are little, they're learning to catch, so we're not going to do the infield fly, but you can work on it in practice. But we're definitely not going to use that in this in the coach pitch. Base runners, you can. It's not called out for running out of the baseline unless they're trying to avoid being tagged. If they're avoiding a tag, then yes, it's out of the baseline. If they're outside the 3-foot area and they're just avoiding the ball or something like that, that's different. But if they're avoiding tag out of the baseline, that is an out. Overthrows, if they overthrow and it goes out of play and dead ball, runners will advance 2 bases that they touched it the last time it was thrown by the infielder or outfielder. Not 2 bases from when the ball actually leaves the playing field, just where they were when he threw it. Dead ball territory, make sure both coaches agree where that is. Make sure we know where out of play is going to be. Just get together before the game. Okay, the batting orders. Really important for all the players to get to play enough. So all players present will be in the batting order. Players do not have to play in the field to get a turn at bat. Although they have to play 2 innings of defense, they don't have to start out on defense. 3 outs will retire the side. That means that all 10 batters may not hit every inning. When only 10 players are present, the batting order will just rotate each inning as follows to prevent the same batter from batting first and last each inning. The batting order will only be used when a team batted all 10 batters in the previous inning. So the most you can bat in an inning is 10 or 3 outs. So the way that works, let's say the first inning you have your batting order 1 through 10. Your second inning, you need to start out, if you bat all 10, you need to start out at second batter through 10, then your leadoff hitter will be last. Just keep going in that order. Now, obviously, if you get 3 outs before 10 batters, you're just going to start out where the last out was. But let's make sure we're starting a new leadoff hitter every inning if you bat 10 every inning. Each batter is going to receive up to 6 pitches. The batter must hit one of the 6 pitches in fair ball territory to get on base or they will be out. If the 6 pitches they foul, the batter will receive 1 more pitch. So it's not ongoing if they keep fouling. 7 pitches total at the most if the 6th one's fouled. So 6 pitches, only 7 if they foul the 6th one. The 10th batter rule. If the 10th batter in the inning comes up to bat, then the 10th batter rule applies. The scorekeeper should let them know, hey, 10th batter. When this batter hits, the action should take place as there are 2 outs. That means that all third out rules will apply. The 10th batter does not have to make an out, but you can get other people out. Any runner may be called out on the 10th batter and must be tagged or touch home plate. The 10th batter may not be walked. Any overthrow will not stop the action. Only an out or a home run ends the inning. When a ground ball that is fielded in the infield area results in a force out at any base, no run shall score. So just because he's 10th batter, you don't have to touch home. If they hit it to second, you can touch second for a force out. That ends the inning. Coaches, you're encouraged to have 2 to 3 dependable and knowledgeable adults who can umpire the game. Umpires must be 18 years of age. Also, if you're going to have an umpire that does this regular, if you have 2 or 3, please have them submit a background check. Same with your adults that are pitching, coaching bases, anybody that's working with the coaches or umpires. Please make sure that we're getting backgrounds for them, because they have to have backgrounds to work around the children. Tell the umpire, coaches, umpire's judgment prevails, no argument, no further discussion. And umpires they can forfeit the play or stop the game if they feel like things are out of hand. So obviously we shouldn't get to that point. If there's a question about rules or a play, just call us at the office and we'll take care of it. Umpires, we're not going to call a runner out for missing a base at this age. Please remind the runner, let's coach them and teach them to touch every base. Once again, coaches, you're responsible for the physical and mental well-being of all the children that you're entrusted to care. We do appreciate you volunteering, but with that comes a lot of responsibility of protecting the kids, making sure they're having a great experience, that we have a good time, and make sure they're learning the game as good as you can. Maintain the level of discipline with your kids, with your parents, any spectators. No incidents out there on the field. Do not approach another team, a coach. No argue with other teams or coaches or parents. And just make sure we're keeping the conduct appropriate out there. If there's a question, like I said, always say, just call us the next day. We can settle it that way, but let's not have anything on the fields. Let's not have any drugs, alcohol, or tobacco in any form out at the AISD fields. It's not permitted at any Kids Inc. event. Don't allow any ineligible players to play. They must have their shirts, they must sign the waiver, they must be on your roster to play in your game. Please use good sportsmanship. That's the main thing. Let's have fun, make it a great experience for all the kids. One more thing we want to cover, concussion protocol. If a kid gets hit in the head and it looks pretty like he got hurt pretty good and there's some concussion questions, let's make sure that I know that happened at the game so I can follow up with the kid and their parents. And also, if you do go to a doctor for a head injury or something like that, we're going to need a document saying that you did and that you got released. So let's just keep an eye, just make sure they're all being safe out there. So once again, thanks coaches, really appreciate you jumping up to coach and volunteer. Can't do it without you, and hope you have a good season.